higher in the order. That's chopped over to first. Snagged by number 14, Jackson Michaels, and that'll be out number 1. All right. And hello, everyone, for tuning in on the YouTube live stream. Sorry for the delay in the first. Top half of the first inning was a short one, but a long one at the same time for the Grizzlies, as they were able to strand a runner at third base and allow no hits. So if you're just tuning in on YouTube, OU is now up, score 0-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. And 1 down, up to bat is John Lowinger. Fouled off. Willard whips in another one, was easily able to get out Bussey on a chopper to first. The 1-1 count on the way from Willard. The pitch. Lowinger steps in. Pitch on the way coming from Willard. Nobody on after the ground out from Bussey. Bat on the shoulder, Lowinger. Inside again, same pitch as the previous. Lowinger does not bite. That'll put him at 3-1. Willard in the hole.
And speaking of Lowinger yesterday, he is a fastball chaser, so he doesn't really bite on those. I think thus far to this point is Lowenger's faced about 4 or 5 different pitchers for Purdue-Fort Wayne, and none of them have been able to figure this out and try to make him chase like a sinker, something that's starting out at a high speed and going off speed as it gets closer to the plate, and really trying to test him a little bit. Maybe it's not in their arsenal. I don't know. But Lowenger's plate discipline has been kind of the story of this game thus far.
Yeah, he's the thing. On first for the Grizzlies, and up to bat is Cleary, the right fielder. Willard the pitch. That one catches the plate. Strike number 2.
Yeah, just painted the outside corner of the strike zone there.
Sorry, strike 1. My bad. So 1-1 count. Good pitch there from Willard. Pitch now as he checks over at first again, making sure Lowinger knows that he is watching and that the Purdue-Fort Wayne defense is ready for him. That was one of the, a big play to get out of that first inning, was that high pitch on the way from Willard. Over it on the way, sliced away, foul. Count brought up to 2, and a lot of attention from both the pitcher and the catcher here. You saw Brooks Sailors pop up there, looking to try to get the same pickoff maneuver we saw from Heidel in the previous inning. The full count pitch. That one's cut into right field, into the gap. That stays fair. Oakland moving, and that's going to be a stand-up double. And advancing the runner to third. Beautiful play there for Ian Cleary. That sends Lowinger to third, and 2 in scoring position with 1 down for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, Simpson was shifting inside because Cleary does tend to go center or left a little bit, so you got a double.
Yeah, great play there. Puts runners at second and third now. So Oakland offense, pitch on the way from Willard. And that's going to be outside. Ball number 1. Brandon Nye. Pitch on in the hole. So these next few hitters are going to be a tough out for Willard.
Yeah, these next few hitters are feast or famine for Oakland. They do have a tendency to get really, really hot, but they do have a tendency to go a little bit cold, swing at pitches that they shouldn't, get really, really aggressive. So let's see what version of these 5s and 6s we're going to see today.
I love that description, feast or famine. I think that's a perfect description for some of these guys, you know. And it relates to someone we were talking about earlier, was Prince Fielder. He's the kind of guy, you know, he's either you get all of it or you don't get very much, you know. He tends to hit a home run, hit it deep, or a strikeout. So these guys can do either or. And a quick discussion will be taken between OU and the home plate umpire.
And someone like Aiden Orr, he is currently that's where we are now. I mean, the way he's been hitting above 500. But let's just see.
Orr is one of those few freshmen, as you said, in the starting lineup that we've seen with a lot of power. He hasn't hit only home runs this year, but he tends to get on base, as you said, a lot. Pitch popped up. It's going to be tracked over to the wall. in the sun. Good catch there, and another perfect scenario. Same thing we saw last inning.
Yeah.
So now with 2 down, bases stay loaded. And as I was saying, you have Orr, you got Lucas Day, Day being one for sure. One of the real sluggers of this team, despite being a freshman.
Yep. Big power hitter type guys.
We saw Lucas absolutely crank a right field home run early in the year. I was broadcasting that game for Lucas Day to build on. Pitch just inside. Now 1-1 with 2 down.
Well, this is where OU really loves to play. They do get down early with these 2 outs, but these 2 out runs
will put 2 down for the Grizzlies with 2 out.
Yeah, great positioning there by Carter Hain to get it in the middle. Shortstop had to come out because the second baseman was a little bit shallow and just couldn't get there in time and rolled into the middle of center field.
And the 2-out single brings home to score now 2-0 in the bottom of the first for the Grizzlies, with a runner at first and third. Haynes sitting on WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. College baseball game. Score now 3-0 as we enter the top of the second over the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons. And up to bat. This one chopped over to right field, tracking it. And good catch there for out number 1 from right fielder Ian Cleary. That's going to be 1 down now. And stepping into bat is Ben Higgins, the left fielder. Higgins. Into pitch still is Decker. His pitch count only at 15. We saw absolutely on fire and has taken out the last 4. Just had to kind of get in his groove. Something we see often from these pitchers. Decker's pitch on the way. Fitzpatrick steps in. Wave and a miss. That's strike 2. 0-2 count to open up this at-bat. Decker's starting to deal a little bit. Decker's pitch on the way. Check swing. Called ball, though, by the home plate umpire. 1-2 count. Pitch now on the way from Decker. High, ball 2. Pitch, again, Decker. 2-2 count now. In and chop foul. Decker now, 2-2 count with Cade Fitzpatrick dueling back and forth. Bases empty and 2 down in the top of the second. Decker's pitch is on the way. High for ball 3. Full count now on Fitzpatrick. Nate Simpson sitting on deck, the right fielder, the 8-batter for Purdue-Fort Wayne. And wave and a miss. Down goes Fitzpatrick. And Decker is absolutely dealing here for the Grizzlies as he gets an easy 1-2-3 inning to bring up the Oakland offense. And an early 0-3 lead for the Grizzlies. Good place to be in. This break in coverage, we will bring you Film Bro Nation Wednesdays, 4 to 5 p.m. Film Bro Nation is a talk show where they talk about different films we've seen and songs that remind us of those films. Join Christian, Nora, and Emmeline Wednesdays, 4 p.m. right here on 88.3 FM WXOU. This break also brings you diversity. Diversity is a heartbreak of progress. And now nowhere is more vital than in our schools. Multiculturalism is the fuel that ignites a vibrant educational experience. It celebrates different languages, traditions, and perspectives, fostering empathy, understanding, and a global mindset. When we embrace multiculturalism, we empower students to become compassionate leaders, ready to navigate an interconnected world. Let's create inclusive classrooms where every voice is heard and where diversity is not just valued, but cherished. Together, we'll build a brighter future enriched by the power of multiculturalism.
Sorry about that, Gavin. Just experiencing some technical difficulties here. Finally got it up, and we're good to go.
No problem. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in on 88.3 FM, WXOU, and on WXOU Sports on YouTube.
Great start to the top of the second for Oakland. You can kind of see that Decker's getting into his rhythm now. Not really something we see a whole lot because he's just not a starter. He had a rough start to the first inning, but it seems like ever since then he's been able to keep these batters and these hitters under control.
Yeah, first two batters did get on base, but since then he's put down everyone. Walker and Krasuski gave him a bit of a trouble, but now he's been able to go 1, 2, 3 in the previous inning and able to end off the inning before that. And returning to home plate for the Oakland Grizzlies offense is Lucas Day. Day was at bat when that previous pickoff attempt was made to end the previous inning. So Day remains up to bat against Willard. Big wave and a miss there from Lucas Day. Count now 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. So Oakland able to take out an early lead. It's going to give them a little bit of a cushion going in these next few innings. That one's chopped fouled by Day. Count now 1-2.
Yeah, it seems like he got it right on the outside tip of his bat and just couldn't get the right angle to narrow it into fair play there.
And you know, Day, big power hitter, so every pop of the bat, it has the chance to do something.
To do something big.
So keeping it in play is important, just behind in that previous pitch.
I'm surprised that Purdue-Fort Wayne's corner outfielders are not a little bit closer to the to their left field lines.
That one's a chopper over to second base. Flipped over for out number 1. Down goes Day. Shift worked perfectly there. That's something we also did. The shift no longer exists in the MLB.
Yeah.
They have a rule that splits the infield down the center over from home plate to second base.
Yep.
And the second baseman and first baseman need to stay on their respective sides, and then same goes for third base and shortstop. But here in college baseball, that rule is still not in play. So the shift is something we see very commonly, and it worked against the Grizzlies there. First pitch inside for ball 1. Brandon Heidel, the catcher for the Grizzlies, up to bat. Willard starting to get in a bit of a groove. Had some trouble early in the first inning. Starting to lock in, though, here in the bottom half of inning number 2.
Yeah, good fastball there right down the center for strike 1.
1-1 count, pitch on the way from Willard. Heidel steps in. Popped up over in between in shallow right field. And underneath it is Simpson, and he catches that for out number 2.
Trying to get some lift on it there and just couldn't get the right angle and got too underneath the baseball for the easy pop-up. That's really hard to do, especially when you have something going as fast as Willard's fastball, which in reading about Purdue-Fort Wayne's pitchers, Willard's fastball is among the quickest in their bullpen. So you know it's going to give hitters trouble, especially when he's employing it quite often, as he's doing now.
Pitch on the way. That's strike number 1. Stepping into bat for the Grizzlies is the shortstop, Sam Griffith. That's going to leave Reggie Bussey on deck.
Little curveball there, again from inside to out.
It's good for the pitcher to switch up pitches. You don't always want to fire in that fastball, despite how reliable it is. Teams tend to pick up on that pretty quickly.
Well, I think it was strategic there because he'd been employing the fastball so frequently. Now switching it up from that, what do you call it, 2-8 fastball? Yeah, because he's a righty. Sorry, folks, we're new to baseball.
Pitch on the way to Griffith. The 1-1 count, wave and a miss for strike number 2.
Way late there on that one.
I feel we've seen that a lot from both of these pitchers. A lot of big swings and misses.
Yep.
Count now 1-2.
That's exactly where you want to be if you're a pitcher. Consistently fooling the opposing hitters and proving unpredictable.
Yeah, Griffith almost not able to get a piece of that one. Just behind, sorry, pretty far behind, just got a piece of it. Chops it towards the dugout of Purdue-Fort Wayne. Count now 1-2 with 2 down. And Willard's looking to try to get out of this inning 1-2-3. Ball low.
Seemed like the umpire to check with the third base because it seemed maybe it hugged the bottom edge of the strike zone, but third ump said safe.
Willard with the pitch, 2-2 count with 2 down. Looking to get out of this inning. Outside again. Full count now on the way to Griffith. We saw Decker lock in last inning, had an easy 1-2-3, and now Willard doing his best to try to do the same here in the bottom of the second. Had a very high pitch count in the first inning, up to nearly 27, but now he's able to close this one in a little bit.
Yep.
It's gone a lot quicker. Willard's pitch, full count, and that's going to walk Griffith, and he heads down to first. That is the 3rd walk of the day for Willard. And that's going to bring up the top of the order for the Grizzlies. The center fielder batting number 1, Reggie Bussey. Bussey 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to first on his first appearance. As he steps in with SDP Interlude playing by Travis Scott. Fantastic song to have as a walk-up song. Pitch on the way. This one, Willard. Bussey steps in. The left-hander. That one's outside for ball number 1.
Seemed pretty consistently staying on the outside there.
Pitch now, again, Willard. He's up to 40 now on the pitch count. Checks over at first. Griffith pushed back. On deck is Lauinger. Lauinger, though, was one of the early ones who got home. First runner to come home for the Grizzlies in that bottom half of the first inning. Checks runner at first again. Called safe by the first base umpire.
Yeah, we saw Sam Griffith get a little bit speedy there in the second leg of the doubleheader yesterday. So you know that it's in Purdue-Fort Wayne's mind that when Griffith gets on base, to keep him close to home.
That one fouled or checked off the glove. And Bussey is safe at first as he outruns the ground out.
Yeah, that mishandling really cost the Mastodons there, and Bussey was able to use his speed and get there in time.
Not the guy you want to hit that kind of hit because Bussey is a very quick player.
Fast.
So pushing on to first, beating the ground out throw. That's going to be another hit tacked on for the Grizzlies. I don't believe they're going to chalk that up to an error. It was a tough ball to catch. So now runners at first and second with 2 down. And it almost looked like we were going to get this easy 1-2-3 inning coming from Willard in response to Decker, but Oakland's starting to make some noise.
It's what they do when they're backed into a corner like they have been in the last 2 innings. 2 outs, and then they get on a roll.
Yeah, you tend to bring up how they play well with 2 down. And again, yeah, same thing last inning, doing the same thing now. Willard now steps in to bat. Lauinger returns, and that's a check over at second base. Purdue-Fort Wayne is paying a lot of attention to these runners today. We saw that in the first bottom half of the inning, where Lauinger sat on first and got checked nearly 4 times in the at-bat. And now Willard watching second. Pitch on the way. First pitch of the at-bat is outside. Ball number 1. Lauinger, he was walked in the first half, or in his first at-bat. So 0 for 0 on the day. Pitch. Popped. Foul staying in play as Purdue-Fort Wayne tracks it. And it's going to go over the dugout and just foul. So Lauinger returns to home plate to continue his at-bat. Count now sits at 1-1 with 2 down. Runners at first and second for the Grizzlies. You can attribute a lot of those runs in the first inning, 2 yards, to the walks. That's something that Willard had issues with. I mean, Oakland only has 3 hits to the 2 of Purdue-Fort Wayne, yet Oakland has 3 runs, and Purdue-Fort Wayne still has a goose egg up there. So the walks had become,
they've become a problem.
3 people in the first 3 of the first 9 batters were walks. And does not help Willard's case. That pitch is also fouled off. 1-2 now to Lauinger.
Lauinger's in some trouble now because, you know, with 1-2, Willard can open up his arsenal a little bit and throw something unexpected. But that being said, we did mention that Lauinger's, you know, plate discipline is immaculate.
That pitch low. Looked like it could have been called a strike. Lauinger takes a breath as he gets to stay and continue his at-bat. Count 2-2 with 2 down. Runners at first and second. Pitch on the way from Owen Willard. Lauinger, bat on shoulder. That pitch is high. And Willard, at the risk of walking yet another batter. Lauinger drew a walk in that first inning. Looking to do the same here in the second. Pitch coming from Willard. The 3-2 full count pitch. Chopped foul. And Lauinger stays alive. I think that was one of those first breaking pitches we've seen him bite at. But despite biting, he was able to at least make contact and keep his at-bat alive. If he would have been able to pull that one straight, it would have been a ground out. So gets just ahead of it. Cuts it across his body for a foul ball and will step in again for the full count. Pitch on the way from Willard. The 3-2. Gets underneath it. Into shallow. It's being tracked. And it lands in the hands of the right fielder, Nate Simpson. And down goes the Oakland Golden Grizzlies offense, and they will return to the defensive end after this inning. We are going to take a quick break here from 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 88.3 FM WXOU Sports and WXOU Sports on YouTube for this broadcast of Oakland Grizzlies baseball. We now enter the top half of the third inning, where the Golden Grizzlies are up 3 up over the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons in Game 3. The doubleheader was split yesterday by the Grizzlies and the Mastodons, so this is the rubber match that will decide the series, the first Horizon League series here at home for the Grizzlies.
Yep.
And first pitch on the way. Sorry, that's the third pitch. Count now 2-1. Up to bat is Simpson for the Mastodons. We saw Simpson play pretty well, a couple defensive outs the last few innings for Purdue-Fort Wayne. That pitch puts it at 2-2. Chopped. Foul. Tracking it is OU, and it's just into the bullpen of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Lauinger seemed to be pretty determined to grab that one. He was running like Usain Bolt, probably looking to hop over the fence just to make a grab there.
Almost had it. I mean, it was close enough where he probably could have reached over, but that foul keeps the count at 2-2 and brings Nate Simpson back to home plate. Decker had the 1-2-3 inning to end the last inning, dealing through this Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons order after the first 2 hits from the first 2 batters of the game. He's locked in now. That pitch chopped up the center, and wide open is the center of the infield, and that'll be a single.
Got it right where he needed to. Griffith and Hine were on both sides of second base, and Reggie Bussey was closer to left center, and Simpson just narrowed it right down into right center where basically there were no OU personnel, and they just had to run for it.
And an early single now to lead off the inning is a good start for the Mastodons offense. Up to bat now is the 9-hitter, the catcher, Brooks Sailors. On deck now, the top of the order, Walker. And strike call number 1.
Got it low in the strike zone.
Count 0-1 to start. Decker with a runner at first base. Double play opportunity here would be fantastic for my OU baseball bingo card.
It's very important.
Pitch comes, looks to lay bunt, pulls back. That's ball number 1. And a lot of talking coming from, I believe that's the dugout over there.
Crowd behind
us.
us.
The crowd behind us. Bunt laid down, whipped over to first. That'll advance the runner, but that's out number 1.
Help me out with this, Gav. So the logic here is you want to get the batter at first out, but you still have a runner advancing to second. Why not just pick off the guy going from first to second? He's closer. Why not just pick him off?
So there's a reason that they tend to lay that bunt down the third base line. It's because you have the third baseman coming down. Hard to pick that up and throw across your body to second base. Not only is that tough, but also that second baseman, when he sees that he's going to lay bunt, or the guy at first base tends to start running, so he's getting a jump. So it's going to be tough already to catch that guy at second, and you're throwing across your body. Why not just come and bring your momentum forward and toss? Because that guy sitting at first is able to get such a jump to begin, whereas, the guy at home plate is coming from a standstill.
Sure.
So it's easier for the defense. You don't want to push a throw to second base,
sure,
have it go over the head of the second baseman. Then you have a much worse situation. And to be honest, to advance a runner from first to second, I mean, you got a guy at second now, but you still got an out. So it's still tough to advance that guy home.
Yeah, maybe it's an easier out.
So as the defense, it's not necessarily disappointing, especially when you get a strikeout right there on Walker. Quick 3 strikes for Decker. So now you got 2 down with a runner at second. So it kind of one thing leads to another.
Sure.
It's bull hits, but since then have not really had much action.
Yeah, they had one hit from Simpson, but Sailors, Walker, and Karchevsky, when you get to the top of your order and they start going down, it's really tough to battle back. But Purdue-Fort Wayne is going to start top of the 4th with some of their best hitters. So if you're Purdue-Fort Wayne, you're not necessarily worrying right now. Obviously, you have a lot of baseball to play, and you do have your best hitters still coming up in the next inning. But your job right now is just to stop Oakland from piling on more runs and the 3 that they put in the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, you got a scary 3 coming up to bat for the Grizzlies. You got Cleary, Nye, and Orr with Hain as that 4th batter. So a thick part of the OU lineup. Yeah. And Willard, who has been struggling so far this game. Pitch count is already up to 49. It's going to be tough for him to get through this. And for Purdue-Fort Wayne, if you can get this guy through this inning, that's a fantastic look because, the confidence will be up.
Sure.
For the defense, but not only that, but your pitcher can now support you as a hitter. So you go up there and you're thinking, hey, I can put a little more risk into this because we're only down 3. And
you're going to need to because you typically have your starting pitcher pitch about 100, and he's already almost at 50 with 2 innings gone. So his pitch count is starting to rack up very, very quickly, and we might see a pitching change here in the 5th or 6th with a tired Owen Willard.
It's not something you want early, especially against this OU offense. One thing we've seen a lot in most of these OU games, and I think it's just something common in college baseball, is these games tend to have a very high scoring.
Yes.
So 3 runs, down 3 runs is not necessarily bad. Or as the scoreboard currently says, down 6 runs if you're the Grizzlies because, and now it's back. It was a 9-3 on the scoreboard.
9-3.
So that score is set, and first pitch is raked out to right field by Cleary. Under it, a moonshot, and that will drop for out number 1.
Again, seems like Oakland's getting under the ball pretty consistently here. They're just not getting that true contact that they need in order to get those rakes and those moonshots over the fence.
And Willard, too. I mean, perfect situation for him. You got a guy with a high pitch count, wants to get out of this inning quickly, and first pitch of the inning is popped out. So that will bring up Brandon Nye, the third baseman for the Grizzlies. Pitch from Willard on the way, just outside for ball one. Score still a 3-0 lead. If you are just joining us here, we are at the Oakland baseball field, live for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. I am your play-by-play guy, Gavin Smilowski, and to my right is my color commentator, Harjun Buttar. And that ball is chopped to shortstop, out number 2. We are here with 2 down in the bottom of the third inning for the Grizzlies. Oakland up 3-0. A massive 3-run first inning gives them this lead. And since then, Willard has kind of been locking in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a few hits he's allowed, but a few people on base, but he is very much settling in. But as for, his Oakland Grizzlies side, Decker has locked in as well for Oakland pitching. So it's been a pitching duel since the first inning. First inning looked like it might be something blown open early with 3 runs, but both teams are settling in now on defense.
But this seems to be what has happened over the last 2 or 3 games. I know the first game of the doubleheader was a 17-run game, but for long stretches it was Oakland's pitchers and Purdue-Fort Wayne's pitchers were going back and forth, and it was becoming a pitcher's duel. Unfortunately, at that time, it was 7-0 in favor of the Mastodons, but ultimately, and it looks like
that's going to come to the end of the inning.
Very quick.
That's exactly what you wanted as a pitcher here for the Mastodons. I'm going to be honest, Harj, interesting take to try to take second there on what looked like an easy single, but
being a little bit too aggressive there.
Or we'll go down, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Willard. We're going to take a quick break here on WXOU. Score 3-0, Oakland Grizzlies lead through 3. We are live here, 88.3 FM, WXOU. We will be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back here to 88.3 FM, WXOU, and WXOU Sports on YouTube for this Oakland Grizzlies baseball broadcast. We are here in the top of the 4th inning, 3-0 lead at the moment for the Grizzlies over the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons in game number 3. Doubleheader was split yesterday, so the rubber match is up for grabs. And back on the mound is Brandon Decker for the OU pitching. He has had a fantastic last few innings. Let up 2 early hits in the first, was able to get out of that jam. Allowed a hit later in the second from Simpson, got out of that. In the third, but has had a 1-2-3 in the second inning. Puts him at a pretty decent situation. He's back around at the top of the order as Grant Thorman, the center fielder, the third hitter for Purdue, steps in. Grant went down in his first at-bat on a ground out. This one's chopped easily into center field for a no-out single for Purdue-Fort Wayne. Exact same start we had last inning. That was Nate Simpson who was able to cut one in almost the exact same spot against Decker. So now stepping in is Nick Sutherland, the third baseman for Purdue-Fort Wayne. He also went down in his first at-bat, flied out. Decker now steps in. Man on first, no outs. Sutherland, the batter, from the right hand. Pitch. This one chopped, just foul underneath it is Day, and he takes that for out number 1. And a perfect play there for Decker as he's able to cut out an early out in this inning, leaving the runner Thorman on first. And this will bring up pitch on the way from Decker, and the OU crowd saying, Michaels, you chose the wrong sport, as he is the 6'9" first baseman.
Should have been playing basketball.
Should have probably played basketball for the Mastodons. Massive 6'9" first baseman, but it does give you a real advantage at first base.
It does.
You have that reach. You can catch the ball quicker than other people can, resulting in outs.
But his strike zone's too big. I mean,
I agree. Yes,
that's also a problem.
The hitting end, it may be more of a struggle. He's shown that he's a pretty good defensive first baseman. He's had some good plays so far in this game, but hitting-wise, yes, a much bigger strike zone. It's a lot prettier for a guy like Decker, who's been painting the corner so far, especially in this game.
Up until middle school, Zach Eady's first sport was baseball, and the reason he stopped playing baseball was because he got too big. His strike zone got too big, and he just kept getting struck out. He had to basically go for everything, and then he was like, I'm 6'5", and as a 13-year-old, let's just go play basketball.
Just go play for the other Purdue, and what a result we had from him. And Michael's taking a bit of a different route, joining the baseball. You don't tend to see players this size in this sport. You get a few here and there. Hunter Pence back on the Giants. He was a taller guy back in the day. Obviously, when it comes to pitching, it's something that can be taken advantage of. Any listeners who have heard of Randy Johnson, one of the most elite pitchers in baseball history, was also a much taller guy, the left-hander. He could throw some steam. Aroldis Chapman, the closer, taller. But a first baseman's a little more interesting. And this is a situation and a good pickoff throw to first base. And that's another one.
Recognize a potential pickoff opportunity and just got it in to Lucas Day for the out.
So Decker's defense on the Grizzlies' end is playing fantastic today. And the shift is really set in now with no runner at first base. Base is now empty. Michael steps in. The count 2-2 with 2 down. Pitch is just low. Count now full. Decker, an opportunity at a more of an unorthodox 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah.
With a hit involved. But Heidel from behind the plate yet again. At strike number 3, down goes Michaels. So the unorthodox 1-2-3 inning is set in.
And Decker seems to be in control. Obviously had a little bit of help from his fielders, but it's a 1-2-3 situation. He's not getting his pitch count up. And Brandon Decker's on a roll right now.
I mean, sitting at 48 pitches, going into the top of the 5th is fantastic for Decker. He's going to be able to go, I mean, right now he's let up no runs too. There'd be no reason not to keep him in a little bit longer. And with the offense that Oakland has been producing, yes, we've seen Willard. He had a great inning last inning, 1-2-3. But the inning before, he was able to get out of a tough jam where we had runners at first and second late in the inning, and also, of course, the first inning was 3 runs. So, as, an Oakland offense coming in, you got a guy who's got a very high pitch count, you could probably get the bat on the ball in these next few innings and give Decker a little bit of a cushion defensively. And this break will be brought to you by SPB After Dark, Thursdays 8 to 9 p.m. Hosted by SPB board members Joey and Eula. SPB After Dark goes behind the scenes of all sorts of events to find out what's to come, find out what it's like working for SPB, and much, much more. While bringing on a different SPB member each episode, there's always someone new to look forward to. Tune in Thursdays, 8 p.m. for SPB After Dark.
Gotta say, Gavin, student program board here at OU, they throw some pretty great events. If you're a student on campus, I would highly recommend going to some of their events. They throw a casino night, they throw a carnival in the fall semester. They're really ingratiated in the community, and they do great things for Oakland University students.
Yes, it brings a lot more, I guess you could say, life into the OU.
Absolutely.
The college experience here at Oakland University. Something that's been on a big uprise recently, especially with all the attention OU's received, especially, from basketball. The fantastic basketball season for the Golden Grizzlies.
But it's just been on a slow uprise ever since, the end of the pandemic. here at Oakland University.
Yeah, as a lot of places did get hit
Yeah.
pretty hard by it, but OU has been recovering pretty well. I mean, a lot more people on campus. It's been a lot more alive in these past few years, and these sports teams are going to help out big time. You know, it's something you see a lot from a lot of bigger schools. Their sports bringing people in.
Just being a part of that student life is so important here, especially for a commuter school when you're trying to get people on campus. Things are going in the right direction.
That ball fouled back at nearly at us for strike number 2. 1-2 count. Carter Hain up to bat for the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, leading all Grizzlies hitters with a .385 batting average, 25 hits, 20 runs. Pretty efficient hitter.
.385, a monstrous average for the Golden Grizzlies. He's 1 for 1 today. And that pitch is popped over to shortstop. That'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, just put it into the lap of Karchevsky, and Karchevsky was able to get it quickly over to Michaels.
Yeah, Willard kind of setting in now, too. The same thing we've seen from Decker. He's been moving through these innings. The last inning, very quick, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's the last thing you wanted to see if you were a Purdue-Fort Wayne batter going against Decker or a Oakland batter going against Willard, is a pitcher settling in and, becoming comfortable in their arsenal.
And up to bat now, the first baseman, the 7-hitter, freshman Lucas Day for the Grizzlies. 0 for 1 today. First pitch, popped up again. Sun in the eyes of the second baseman. And Jacob Walker wheels that one in for out number 2.
Sun can pose a problem. We saw it a little bit last year in the 3rd game of the series where former Oakland baseball player used to play right field, Lucas Luz, got 2 really bad errors because the sun was just right in his face at the time. And, unfortunately, I think they were playing the Northern Kentucky Norse at the time, and they got 2 easy hits deep in the right field. So it can pose a problem. And both teams have done a good job of, making sure that they are able to track the ball despite the bright sun out here today.
And, it's something that we have not been seeing, over the years. It's not something you expect in April. I mean, I looked at the radar today, and I was like, wow, 77, middle of April. I mean, perfect baseball weather. Don't get me wrong. A little bit of a breeze. It has been a lot less effective than I thought it was going to be. Past few days have been pretty bad. But prior to the game, it looked like the wind might have had an impact. It was at our back, so at the backs of the hitters.
Sure.
And so far, it really hasn't had as much of an impact as I thought it was going to. And Heidel stepping in now. Count 1-1 with 2 down. Another 1-2-3 inning looking like it's on the way for pitcher Owen Willard. That pitch is popped deep right field, and great catch on the run there.
Second fly out
Simpson.
For Heidel in the glove of Simpson there, and just got to find a way to not get it up to Simpson. Maybe pull a little bit because he is a righty, out to Higgins and left, but it doesn't seem like that's his MO right now, and just has been to his deficit.
Yeah, and another 1-2-3 inning as well for Willard. So, again, started out early. Didn't look like it was great for him, but now this game is moving by very quickly.
Yes.
Score is still 3-0 in case you're just joining us. Oakland University leading Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons in this 3rd game of the series. 3-0, a massive 3-run first inning for the Grizzlies. But since then, pitchers Owen Willard and Brandon Decker have both locked in for their respective squads, and it has been a pitcher's duel.
It's been a pitcher's duel ever since the bottom of the 1st. And honestly, this is where good baseball is. These pitchers, it's either a pitcher's duel or it's a shootout at the OK Corral where the bats for both teams are just going off and high-scoring game. Oakland a few weeks ago had a 37-run game. They defeated Eastern Michigan 20-17. So when you're seeing homers and triples and doubles, that's also super exciting, just seeing the ball crack off the bat effectively. And you know that it's putting smiles on the faces of these offensive guys to get such good hits and get such good looks in their at-bats.
It's a huge win, too, for the Grizzlies down in the MAC, playing down in Ypsilanti. That's
Which
one of
the heavy baseball conference.
Yes, that is one of the main conferences that Oakland takes on when they go out of conference is the MAC. They play Toledo, they play Akron, they play
Central.
They play Bowling Green, that Ypsilanti game you said. And it's a great baseball conference, so it's good early season opponents for the Grizzlies to try to settle in against.
And Midwestern baseball does come at a deficit just because it's in the north. You don't get the same amount of playing time, especially on your home field, as someone like in Texas or in Florida, where it's warm pretty much all year round. But for them to have such good baseball is a testament to how the conference is built and their recruiting and their coaching patterns.
It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
And to open up this inning, the pitch from Decker. That's strike number 1. It's a good, summer vibe. It's a great summer sport. And here in the Midwest, it tends to be an important part of a lot of people's lives. I mean, baseball, Tigers baseball, it's something you see a lot.
College World Series in July. You wish like college baseball would go into like June, but again, I mean, these are students. They have to eventually leave and go home.
First at bat is a fly out. That one off the bat of Higgins. So 1 down now as Decker looks to move through this top half of the 5th. Pitch on the way. Fitzpatrick steps in. Wave and a miss from Cade Fitzpatrick, the DH.
One of 3 seniors to round out this Purdue-Fort Wayne batting order, but was on the wrong side of a Brandon Decker strikeout. And Brandon Decker was feeling it at the top of the 2nd, and both Higgins and Fitzpatrick were knocked out in their at-bats.
It's 4 strikeouts on the day from Decker. Looking to add 1 here. That pitch just outside. 2-1 count now to Fitzpatrick. Decker settling in once again. Trying to keep the pitch count low as we get through about the halfway point of this game. And lined over to the third baseman, just over the head of Nye, as it rolls into deep left field. And Fitzpatrick will take 2 on that one. Double on the way for Fitzpatrick. So with 1 down, there's now a man at second. And up to bat is Nate Simpson.
Seemed like he had some venom after his last at-bat. And just powered it right over Nye's head, right where he couldn't grab it.
Yeah, the hit off the glove of Nye. That's probably what actually gave him that 2-base opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, if the ball would have just been lined over the head of Nye, it would have been picked up a lot quicker by Lowinger in left field.
Yeah, and he probably could have swung it out to second a lot quicker.
Now pitch on the way, this one to Simpson. We've seen a lot from Simpson on the defensive end. Offensively, he's got a hit today. 1-1 on the day. Just waving a miss for strike 1. Decker with 1 down. Looking to try to get out of this top half of the 5th with no damage. Pitch on the way from Decker. Catches the corner for strike 2. Down early in the count.
Seems like Oakland's doing the same shift that they had against Simpson. If it works, it works. I think just Simpson got a great look at his last at-bat and got it right where Oakland couldn't get it.
He was the 3rd hit of that game, which broke that short streak that we had for the Purdue-Fort Wayne offense from, this 2-hitter all the way to the 8-hitter. Decker had really settled in. That was over the course of the 2nd and pretty much the entirety of the 3rd inning. And he was able to finally crack the bats open for Purdue. Pitch on the way from Decker. Right to second base. That's picked up, whipped over to first. Good play there by Hain, and that's 2 down. Runner advances to 3rd now. So Fitzpatrick sits on 3rd base with Brooks Sailors, the catcher, up to bat.
Yeah, really good scoring position for Fitzpatrick, but Sailors has to bring him home now.
Going to have to get the ball out of the infield if he's going to want to bring this player home to try to tack on the first run of the game for Purdue-Fort Wayne. And Decker is going to look to try to keep it where it is. First pitch outside. It'd be nice to get through 5 innings with a clean sheet for Decker. Chance we don't see him after this inning, so and unless he gets out of this jam, may see him again. That pitch just inside from Decker. 2-0 count to start this at-bat with 2 down, runner at 3rd. Sailors Brooks, the catcher. Sorry, Brooks Sailors. Locking in is Decker. The pitch on the way. And right into the gap, hits it opposite field, and come trotting home is Fitzpatrick, And that's going to be the first run of the game for the Mastodons.
It was good while it lasted, Gavin. Shutout streak is over for Decker.
Perfect hit in the gap. Simpson placing it there now. And that's going to give him, Brooks Sailors placing that one. And that's going to give him the first run of the game.
Yeah, two guys who were wronged at and their last at-bats have gotten really good looks in their most recent ones.
And Purdue-Fort Wayne comes back around to the top of their order again. Jacob Walker up to bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Pitch on the way from Decker. Looking to try to get out of this inning with only 1 run. Another pickoff attempt there. Heidel trying to add to his total. He's got 2 pickoffs already in this game.
Yeah, Day got off base. If he just caught it a little bit on the inside, he probably would have gotten it, but good job by
Sailor's able to get back.
Yeah.
Pitch now on the way from Decker. The 2-0 count. Hit to first. Diving stop there by Nye. Whips it across, and that's going to be out number 3. What a play from Brandon Nye at third base.
Great job to swing it out to Lucas Day at first to get the final out of the inning.
Diving stop will finally end the 3rd inning. We will stay with you during this half inning. So now, finally, Purdue-Fort Wayne popping that goose egg off the board, scoring out 3-1 on 6 hits for the Mastodons to the only 4 of the Grizzlies. So the Mastodons trying to get a little bit of life in their at bats.
Yeah.
As they send their offense or their defense out onto the field. This break, we bring you Round Ball Radio, Fridays 5 to 6 p.m. Join DJ Deshawn Fridays at 5 p.m. for an all-inclusive talk and analysis on basketball. Whether you're a fan of the NBA, NCAA, or, of course, Oakland Athletics, Round Ball Radio has you covered. Tune into 88.3 FM WXOU for more. So, still pitching is Owen Willard for Purdue-Fort Wayne. They're going to return him to the mound with a pitch count of 61. So not too high, but enough to keep him in for the bottom half of the 5th. To try to keep working through. He's really settled in after that first inning for this Oakland roster. For this Purdue-Fort Wayne defense against this Oakland roster. Sam Griffith waiting on deck to bat.
Got walked in his last one, got all the way to second, and then was stranded there on the island.
That was the last bit of action that OU has had.
Yeah.
I think the last player on base for the Grizzlies.
Just haven't been able to get anything going since the second. They had a pretty good stretch in the second, just weren't able to bring anyone home. So let's hope they can turn the tide here at the bottom of the 5th.
The shortstop, Griffith, settles in. Willard back on the mound for Purdue-Fort Wayne. Looks to continue his reign after this first inning against the OU offense. Griffith settles in. Pitch on the way from Willard. Hit over to third base, just foul. And Griffith will return to home plate. Looked like it almost was fair, but it just hops just to the left of third base.
Pushed it a little bit too much. Sutherland wasn't in a position to get it shallow, but, I think if Griffith had kept it a little bit to the right of the left foul line, obviously probably would have gotten a pretty good shot at getting a single.
Ball there, count 1-1. I've seen recently a lot of players getting ahead of these pitches.
Yeah.
Willard, you had talked about how elite his fastball was, but as it's been slowing down, OU has had a little bit of trouble adjusting to it. They're getting out ahead of a lot of pitches, following them to the left side of the field. That pitch drops in for ball 2. Count now 2-1 on Griffith.
Yeah, these off-speed pitches are now starting to come out from Willard's arsenal. You can't just throw fastball after fastball. You're just going to wear your arm out, and you're going to get your pitch count up high, and you're going to be tired by the 3rd inning. So, credit to Willard for opening it up a little bit and confusing the Oakland batters. He's been doing a good job. He's held Oakland runners scoreless since the 1st. So,
yes, defensively he has been one of the most important pieces now, where it looked like early OU was going to take advantage of his weaker pitching, but has had no problem with it since. But that's going to be another walk for Griffith, so he gets his 2nd walk of the day. and trots over to first base, and returning to home plate, the left-handed hitter, Reggie Bussey.
Yeah, last time Bussey was up, he wasn't in a position to do so, but he has been a great bunter as of late. Hits it out closer to third base and can use his speed to get a single.
He was able
and
to beat out
Griffin. Yeah, and advance Griffin, but just with 2 outs, that's not a smart thing to do. So let's see if he can employ that a little bit here in the bottom of the 5th.
So Bussey steps in. Nobody out. Runner at first. Looking to crack open Owen Willard's defense. Lays down another bunt. Perfectly lands fair. And Bussey's going to outrun it again.
There we go.
Another infield single for Reggie Bussey. So now you got runners at first and second. One in scoring position at second base. That being Griffith. And you got Lowinger stepping in. He's 0 for 1 of the day, so he's due up for a hit.
And he had a great day in the second game yesterday. Had 2 doubles, so we know he can power it out to the outfield. Let's just see if he can do it again today.
And a mound meeting quickly with this Purdue-Fort Wayne defense. Getting a little worried about the situation that they have with Owen Willard. And this game break, we will bring you Formula SAE. The Formula SAE team at Oakland University designs, builds, and tests Formula race cars annually. SAE is internationally recognized organization that competes locally and on a bigger level across the globe. Meetings are Saturdays at 1 for Formula SAE. And now, returning to their positions on defense will be Purdue-Fort Wayne, as runners are sit at first and second for OU. And up to bat is Lowinger. Lowinger drew a walk in his first at-bat, but went down in his second. Hits this one at the pitcher. Perfect placement. And he's safe at first.
Great job there by John Lowinger to completely confuse Willard. Showed bunt originally, went back to his original batting stance and just hit it lightly. And Willard was unable to recover and swing it out to first. Great job by Lowinger to load the bases here.
It's common you see those pitchers, when they see bunt, they start coming forward, and with that momentum, as you said, perfectly placed ball right back at the chest. And that loads the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. So another meeting here at the mound, and it's looking like a bit of a rough situation. And for the OU batting, they're going to send in Trent Rice as the pinch hitter for Ian Cleary. And it appears that Purdue-Fort Wayne will be going to their bullpen, as it'll be the end of the day for Willard. Willard, 5 hits, unfortunately no strikeouts. So not a great day for Willard. He was able to lock in after that first inning, but now has put Purdue-Fort Wayne in a very, very tough spot here in the bottom of the 5th. I mean, bases loaded, no outs, and you got the thick of the order coming up.
Yeah.
Trent Rice chipping in for Ian Cleary, pinch hitting. Brandon Nye sitting on deck with Aiden Orr in the hole. It's not really the situation you want to be in.
No, it's not.
And with this pitching change, we are going to take a short break here on WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 88.3 FM WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. And after that, pitching change coming to the mound for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons is Carson Cowdill. And with the bases loaded, stepping into bat is the pinch hitter, Trent Rice, for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. There's nobody down here in the top of the fifth.
Perfect guy to get it in, nationally ranked in stolen bases. Just what the Golden Grizzlies need to continue to advance their runners.
Rice fouls one back. Cowdill has a higher ERA at nearly 13, just above 13, in 10 appearances. So we'll see what he can do today against this OU offense, who has been on a bit of a hot streak today. Pitch on the way. Brandon Nye steps in. Trent Rice steps in. Brandon Nye on deck. Fouled back again. Down 0-2 early.
Probably would have hit the radar guys in the face.
If it weren't for the net.
Yeah, wouldn't have enjoyed that.
That one fouled back. 0-2 count. Rice getting behind early. Looking like Cowdill is trying to settle in and get out of this jam for the Mastodons.
13.78 ERA, 2.76 WHIP in 10 appearances. So, we were talking in the break, this is a common thing for relief pitchers. They do tend to get high ERAs, but that doesn't really reflect their pitching quality.
Yes, especially in college, you know, a lot of offense. There's one big difference, something you can see looking at the pros and at college, is the much higher run count you see. Pitch just low, count out 2-2. And I think, at least in my opinion, one major difference you see is the use of metal baseball bats. I mean, it creates a lot more pop, which in turn creates better offense. So it's common to see college relief pitchers have a much higher ERA than they actually should. Trent will fly this one into center field, perfectly placed. That's exactly what you want for the Grizzlies offense. Runners advancing. Bussey goes over to third, and coming home is Griffith. That's going to be the fourth run of the game for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, great job to swing it out to Thoroman in center. Give the Grizzlies enough space and time to work with to bring home some runners and advance the ones on base.
That's exactly what you wanted from Trent Rice. I mean, just a deep fly ball, get a runner home, and now you got runners at the corners with Brandon Nye stepping in. So a great hitter for this Oakland offense. That's going to put Bussey over on third and Lowinger at first. Pitch on the way from Caudill to Brandon Nye. Nye hits one in the gap, and that'll roll into left field, bringing home Bussey. That's another run tacked on the board. The Grizzlies up 5-1.
Seemed like Lowinger really wanted to go third. Coach said at the last minute stay, and Lowinger stumbled back to second there. That was kind of a funny sequence to watch.
It would have been a huge difference, too, if he was able to get to third. But still, I mean, there's only one out in this inning.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's too risky.
Yeah, Caudill getting it out, but not necessarily what you wanted there, as that single's chopped into open left field, bringing home another runner. And stepping up to bat now for the Grizzlies is the DH, Aiden Orr. Orr 0 for 2 on the day. 2 up for a hit here against Caudill. Pitch outside, looking to steal. And in comes Lowinger with a steal.
A steal, great
Easy
job.
one. So despite the stumbling at second base on the previous hit attempt, he's able to get over to third there and put runners at the corners. What a play there for the Grizzlies now. Offense better in check with Orr up to bat. Carter Hayne on deck and Lucas Day in the hole. Orr, the left-handed hitter, steps in against the righty, Caudill. And Caudill checks looks like he appeared to check the non-existent runner at second. And will return to the pitcher's mound. Pitch on the way from Caudill. Even a miss at a pitch way outside. It was clear that was intentional, because down goes the runner at coming home is Lowinger. Clearly that was an intentional attempt there. Maybe read by the Mastodons, because that pitch it looked like the play
It
was
did
drawn
exactly
up
what they
that
needed him to do.
was supposed to swing at that,
Yeah.
then in turn allowing the steal to second,
Sure.
allowing an easy out at home. But it appears that the Mastodons may have been able to read that as they pitch it way outside so the catcher can get it, step into it,
Yeah.
and then a return pitch as he throw it down to second. The runner is safe at second. So now with a runner at second and 2 down, Adenor steps in into a 1-1 count. Fouls that back, 1-2. So a great play there by the Mastodons to get out of what looked like a very rough situation. Carter Hain sitting antsy on deck. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Orr with 2 down now. And a runner now at second instead of 1 out at the corners. The Mastodons pitch on the way from Carson Cowdill. And picks the runner off at second. What a play there by Caudill to end the inning. And 2 pickoffs get Purdue-Fort Wayne out of a very, very dangerous jam. But they do let up 2. So the score now sits at 5-1. We're going to take a quick break between these innings and stay tuned in. We will be right back for the top of the 6th here on WXOU Sports, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 88.3 FM WXOU and WXOU Sports on YouTube for some Oakland Grizzlies baseball. The score sits at 5-1 here as we enter the top of the 6th in the 3-game series against the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons. The game was split yesterday, so the rubber match here will decide the winner of the first home series in the Horizon League for the Grizzlies. And remaining at the mound is Brandon Decker. Bunt laid down by Purdue-Fort Wayne, and he goes down at first for out number 1.
Oh, it seems like Brandon Decker fumbled it a little bit, kind of got risky there. Good job to swing it over to Lucas Day. Just barely got out.
Good play to open up the first inning. The first out of this 6th inning. And now coming up to bat will be Grant Thorman. Thorman, the center fielder, is 1 for 2 on the day. And Decker stares down the mound to look to continue his run. First pitch is low, ball 1. So with 1 down, top of the 6th, OU sits with a 5-1 lead. Had a 2-run bottom of the 5th, and that one's hit right back at Decker, and sitting into the shift, that's going to be out number 2. Beautiful play there by the Grizzlies, drawn up very well as the shortstop Griffith was sitting right behind second base as he ate that one up. Now returning to the mound was Decker, and up to bat is Nick Sutherland for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons, the third baseman. He is 0 for 2 on the day. He has gone down twice at the hands of Decker, and Decker once again looks down the mound towards him. First pitch of the at-bat. Lands for strike 1. Shaping up to be another quick 1-2-3 inning for Decker, looking to try to get out of this quickly. Pitch counts up to 75. Pitch on the way. Chopped back. 0-2 now.
2.
Already jumping out ahead. Decker wants to be done with this inning. Trying to lead the 1-2-3. Sutherland steps in. Looking for his first hit on the day. Pitch on the way from Decker. And check swing. They check first, and he is called for a ball. So 1-2 count now. Sutherland almost went around there. Would have been a nice strikeout to end the inning for Decker, but steps in to continue the at-bat. The 1-2 pitch on the way with 2 down. That's low. Count out 2-2. Sutherland.
A couple low pitches there for Decker.
Mm-hmm. It looked like he almost had him wheeling around on the last pitch, but just able to barely keep the bat back on the check swing, keeps him alive. Decker's pitch looks to catch the outside corner, just off target. Count now full, 3-2.
Seems like his off-speed pitches are starting to lose their distance a little bit and getting a little bit too low as they enter the strike zone.
Pitch from Decker, and that's high, and it'll walk Sutherland, bringing up Jackson Michaels, the first baseman.
And credit to Brandon Decker, that's his first walk of this game. And he's been able to hold these Purdue-Fort Wayne batters to just hits.
Yep, 1 walk on 4 strikeouts, so a good ratio as well for him. Pitch count all the way up to 81, looking to get through this inning. Decker, normally a relief pitcher, so we don't see him out here on the mound too often for this long, but he's looking to pitch through 6. First pitch, inside for ball 1. Michaels steps in. Went down looking on the last at-bat. He's got 1 strikeout today. He's 0 for 2. Pitch in from Decker, just outside.
He's missing his targets now.
Yep. Heidel looking to try to frame it, but not really fooling anyone. Ball 2 now. 2-0. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Decker with a runner on first base. Sutherland after the walk. Pitch from Decker. Wave and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, great job there to force the batter to swing that one.
You're down
Sorry,
0-2.
I lost the plot on that one.
Down 0-2, you tend to try to, you might as well take a good swing
Yeah.
at it, but it was a off-speed pitch that kind of threw him off, so a big wave and a miss. That pitch is in the dirt. Heidel able to trap it. That'll be ball 3, 3-1 count now. In danger of walking another batter here in the top of the 6th. Pitch on the way from Decker. The 2-3-1. That pitch is just on target for strike 2. Full count now again. This one on Michaels. Michaels steps in. 0 for 2 on the day with 1 strikeout at the hands of Decker. Decker looking to make it 2. The 3-2 pitch on the way. 2 down. Runner goes. And ball will walk. That'll walk Michaels and send him down to first. So 2 walks in a row
Yeah,
for
seems
Decker.
like Decker's losing the plot of the story that he was building earlier in this game.
I can imagine this may be the last time we see him in
yeah.
this inning if he's able to get out of it. This is going to bring up the big bag Higgins, one of the power hitters for this Purdue-Fort Wayne squad, the left fielder. Decker. And timeout is called as a quick mound meeting will happen. Decker just trying to get through this inning.
Oakland does have someone in the bullpen, but there's no inclination that Oakland wants him to come out right now.
I think we can imagine that they're going to let Decker pitch this one through.
Yeah.
At least this batter, at the very minimum. I mean, he got through the first 2 batters very quickly. Lost target a little bit on these last 2.
Yeah.
I mean, just try to get the ball at least in play now. You know, could get through this inning quickly. In a ground ball, fly ball here, something to get out. I mean, with runners at first and second, that's the best situation you can have. Especially a guy like Michaels on first base. You know, taller, lengthier guy, doesn't necessarily have that kind of speed. So a ball to the infield could be a nice way to get through the inning. And they are going to leave Decker out there as everyone returns. And Higgins steps back in. 2 down, runners at first and second for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons here in the top of the 6th. Decker, he settles in. 87 pitches now on the day. Only allowing 1 earned run as the score sits at 5-1. Pitch, off target. Heidel getting a little active. We've seen 2 pickoffs so far on the day from him. He's had a fantastic day for the Golden Grizzlies defense. 1-0 pitch, 2 down. On the way from Decker. Higgins steps in. Wave and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, great job there.
1-1 count now. Good pitch from Decker to get ahead in the count and not fall down early 2-0 like he did in the last at-bat against Michaels. Decker's pitch. 1-1. Popped up to the right side. That's going to be chopped foul for strike number 2. So Decker getting ahead now. Wind picking up a bit here at the Oakland baseball field. This was a factor that you could see recently. I mean, a lot of wind around here in Auburn Hills.
Yep.
Pitch on the way. Just outside. That's a 2-2 count now with 2 down. Higgins trying to stay alive. He's 0 for 2.
I think he's just trying to throw it everywhere. Maybe try to confuse Higgins a little bit.
2-2 count. That was a pitch you could take being just offside, just outside. Fouled again. This one tracked by Day. In foul territory. Just out of play. Not in the reach of the OU staff. That is going to be nothing. Keeping Higgins back at home plate. Count now 2-2. So barely getting pieces of it. Higgins staying alive. Does not want to go down. Has another strikeout against Decker. But he is raising the pitch count in this inning. So maybe the last time we see him pitching today. Shot foul again. Staying alive is Higgins. Very long at bat. Count staying at 2-2. Decker just trying to get out of this inning for the Grizzlies. He's got a 4-run cushion right now. 5-1 lead going into the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. The pitch on the way from Decker. That's high. Full count now once again. I think a walk here could also result in a pitching change. Trying to get out of this inning. Pitch on the way from Decker. Full count now on Higgins. He steps in. Inside. That'll be bases loaded.
Started out as a good at-bat for Decker and just completely lost the plot again. This is becoming a common theme now.
And now with Fitzpatrick coming up, he's got the bases loaded.
And a chance to tie it up.
They're gonna let him stay out there for this at bat.
They're gonna squeeze every inch of pitch out of him.
If he has to go down through this inning with leaving 3 men on, he leaves 3 men on. And that one flied up towards the left side, just out of play. And that's strike number 1. It's not the first time we've seen in these last few at-bats a fly out that looks like it could have been caught in foul territory. Would have been a great way to get out of the inning. But Decker now, pitch count up to 95, is going to have to set in and keep fighting against Fitzpatrick here. Fitzpatrick is 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out once and got a double. He's got the 1 run batted in for the Mastodons. Pitch from Decker. That one's high. Count now sitting at 1-1 with 2 down. Decker had 2 outs with nobody on in this inning, and it now sits in a bases-loaded jam. Foul deck again.
Seems like they're giving OU a taste of their own 2-out run medicine.
It's something we see very commonly with the Grizzlies.
Yep.
And now Purdue trying to stay alive at the end of their at-bats in this inning. Fitzpatrick, Nate Simpson sitting on deck. He's had a good day so far. Wave and a miss, and down goes Fitzpatrick, and that is the inning. Strikeout that we probably wanted in that first at-bat, but regardless, it's going to end the inning, and Decker gets through 6. So score still sits at 5-1. We are going to stay with you during this break between the top and bottom of the 6th. So score, 5-1 Grizzlies lead through 5.5 as they look to tack some more up on the offensive end against Purdue-Fort Wayne. In this break, we bring you Family Emergency. Does your family have an emergency plan? Make sure you talk to your family about where you would go and what you would do if the unexpected happens. For more information, go to ready.gov. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the Ad Council. And looking back onto the Purdue-Fort Wayne end, Carson Caudill will return to the mound. Had a short end of the previous inning, allowed a few runs,
to be productive.
but he was able to get out of the bases-loaded no-out jam with only allowing 2. Both of those earned runs, of course, will be going to Willard and not to Caudill.
Yeah.
But was able to get out, not necessarily the way you wanted it, but better than it could have been. A lot worse. We'll say that, Harjun. It could have been a lot worse for Purdue. They only allowed 2 runs in in a no-out bases loaded jam. So he will remain on the mound. And on OU's end, stepping back in will be Aiden Orr. He was in the middle of an at-bat when the pickoff occurred to end the previous inning at second base.
Yep.
And he'll step in to begin the bottom of the 6th. And for anyone just joining us, thank you for tuning in to 88.3 FM, WXOU. Score 5-1 Grizzlies lead over the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons here at the Oakland baseball field on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in April. And stepping in will be Caudill. Up to bat, Aiden Orr, the DH for the Grizzlies. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Looks to Lay's bunt. First pitch is outside for ball 1. First pitch was off target. Caudill settling in. On the way. On deck, Carter Hayne for the Grizzlies. Pitch. Wave and a miss. Good off-speed pitch there to Orr.
Completely fooled Orr there.
Way ahead of it. Pitch now 1-1. Caudill going to look to try to settle in quickly for this Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons defense. He was the relief pitcher who came in last inning. Returns to the mound. And Purdue-Fort Wayne has nobody in their bullpen, so they're going to look to rely on him right now. Pitch on the way from Caudill. Count 2-1. Just outside again. 3-1 count.
And not particularly a count that Caudill wanted at this stage. I mean, especially with Hayne and Lucas Day up, 2 power hitters. Because if Orr can get on base, then that's just a recipe for disaster with 2 power hitters potentially driving Orr home.
And sets up Heidel as well. And that walk now, Orr draws ball 4. So Caudill opens to an early walk. And stepping in, number 35, Carter Haynes, with the Chains by Fleetwood Mac playing in the background.
It's a play on his name. C. Hayne, Chain.
It's a beautiful, beautiful song, too.
Yeah.
So great pick from Carter as he steps in. Pitch on the way from Caudill. Just outside. And count now 1-0. Count. Caudill steps in, and the breeze almost absent now. Very quiet here at the baseball field. Chopped into the gap in right field, and that'll be a single.
Yeah, just put it right where the first and second baseman couldn't get it. And got his speed, his bumbling speed, out to first base for the single.
Now, 1-2 count. Or I'm sorry, runners on first and second with no one down. Brings up Lucas Day, the first baseman. He's 0 for 2 on the night as well. And with no outs, Caudill's struggling to open this inning.
Lucas Day also leads, and as you were saying to your point about him hitting that dinger against Toledo, he does lead Oakland in home runs, so he's not one who's shying away from big hits.
I think that could maybe be attributed to the quick mound meeting that they are going to have. I mean, you got a guy like Day stepping up with runners at first and second and no one down, and also now some activity in the bullpen for Purdue-Fort Wayne. So tough situation now for the Mastodons. Down 5-1 already, trying to stop the bleeding.
Caudill's performance thus far has been good. I don't think they're going to switch him out just yet. I think they're probably going to wait for a closer, someone in maybe the 8th, 9th, maybe at the bottom, maybe at the end of the top of the 7th, but I don't think they're going to really look into their bullpen right now. This is just to make sure that they understand that Lucas Day is a power hitter. With a guy on first and second, he can do some serious damage. So you just got to be cautious, got to place your pitches well, and make sure that
you challenged Lucas Day's plate discipline.
Yes, just getting everyone on the same page. I mean, his pitch counts is only at 13. He got out of that jam in the best possible way he probably could in the previous inning. And he'll step in here. Looks
like he's throwing a little bit sidearm.
Yeah, I was a little, sorry for the silence. I was a little distracted, Arch, because that's not how he pitches, and he seems to be going a little more of a submarine type pitch.
Oh, no,
oh, that's a different pitcher.
Oh, it is.
They subbed out. Caudill is out. I say that is not Caudill. Kevin Fee steps in for pitching now.
Ooh,
so they do
a little bit sidearm. Yeah.
They do initiate the pitching change. I was like, that would be such an awkward thing to do to switch your pitching way.
Especially
but it looked
especially at this level when your pitching has been one way specifically, to switch to a completely different arm slot is insane.
I mean, yes, sorry for our listeners. Numbers are not on the front of the jersey, so we could not see, and both Caudill and Lee look the same. But Fee will check in now, pitching for the Mastodons, so they're going to go to their bullpen again pretty early.
Yeah, pretty early. I'm actually surprised. We were discussing that, they probably wouldn't do something like this until later in the game, but whatever.
I mean, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it, Harj. I mean, I guess. I mean, it didn't appear that they had anyone warming up in the bullpen either, so I'm not totally sure where Fee came from. But he does step in.
It might have just been a quick stretch and toss. Kevin Fee's not a guy who needs a full warm-up and just can get right into the action quickly.
So now runners at first and second, too, with no one down. And Day stepping up.
Well, I remember the discussion we had last year with Gabe Lux when Cal McCannon from Toledo was throwing pure submarine. He was going basically right next to the dirt, and the arm slot was rising up, and the arm slot caused the ball to rise up. So Oakland had to adjust to that. Let's see how they do with this one.
And I remember that game, yes, the submarine pitch on. I mean, you could, if you had a high-speed camera, you could probably see his fingers just scraping the turf beneath him.
I'm sure the knuckles on his first and second finger were like were abrased because he was going so low to the ground.
It was very difficult. And that ball chopped into left field. Another hit right off the bat from Day. Placed perfectly and easily coming home for the Grizzlies is Aiden Orr, and that'll be run number 6.
Well, seemed like Lucas Day adjusted to that that arm slot pretty quickly there.
The first pitch did not really seem. No. He actually placed it opposite way against the shift, pushes it into left field opposite for a single. So now runners still at first and second, different runners at first and second, and Bryden Heidel checks in. Heidel. And a quick change of events already for Fee as he steps in with no one down and runners still at first and second. Heidel showing bunt. I can imagine he's probably not going to bunt that, showing bunt that early.
No, not that early.
Almost drew in the first baseman. Michael's pretty far.
You run the risk of a double play, especially when you go along the third baseline.
You got runners at first and second, yes, so that runner at second is forced to third.
Yeah.
So not necessarily what you want, maybe a bunt down the first baseline. Or maybe just throwing off Fee as he's really struggling to get on target right now. Count now 2-0. As a guy who's never played baseball or never pitched, I don't know if that's something that may screw you up, seeing a batter sitting in bunting position that early.
Yeah.
Does it change your perception on the plate? I'm not sure. It seemed to have worked both times there, though. Or maybe Fee's just a little off target because that ball's also just off the plate. 3-0 count now.
Yeah.
Running the risk of walking Brandon Heidel with Griffith on bench.
Yeah,
on deck.
He's trying to get Heidel to chase that after Heidel pulls the bunt super quickly and get into the strike zone no matter what.
And strike number 1 is called. That one catches the corner. Heidel just letting it go, hoping for the ball.
Hoping for the ball. And he has the luxury of doing that, considering it's a 3-0 count with that pitch.
And Fee not really on target so far. His pitch is on the way. 3-1 count now. Runners at first and second. Nobody down. Heidel steps in here in the bottom of the 6th. Bunt looks to lay down. And that one was it fouled off target, I think it was? Or was it missed? Either way, that's strike 2, so full count now.
The head games of Brandon Heidel.
I have no idea what happened there, to be honest. Heidel steps in again, though. 3-2 count. Not going to show bunt this time. Pitch on the way. Cracked foul. Heidel a little behind on that one.
Yeah, he's eager to get one.
Mhm. He's 0 for 2 on the day, so trying to get on base. Hasn't been walked yet. Looking for his first hit of the day. The catcher, Heidel, he's had a great time defensively. He's had a few pickoff moves that have resulted in ends of jams. And a pinch runner will be sent in by the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. They'll send in Drew Gaskins, the freshman, to run at second base.
One thing we've talked about a lot about this Oakland Golden Grizzlies team is they do have a lot of veterans, a lot of juniors and seniors, but they are playing a lot of freshmen in their starting lineup. They're a very young team, and they've been able to overcome that. I know we were talking to women's soccer about how young their team was, and they struggled throughout the season just because, you know, of how young they were and how old their competitors were, just juniors and seniors across the board in the Horizon League. But I mean, Oakland doesn't seem to be having any trouble adjusting to the speed of the college game in respect to their freshmen.
And that one is raked into center field. That'll bring one home. And coming through, running through home plate is Gaskins. And that will bring home 2 more for the Grizzlies. Tack on 2 more runs. 7-1 lead now for Oakland, with Bussey stepping up with runners at first and second. Sorry, not Bussey. Griffith stepping up. Bussey will sit on deck. So another single there for another single for the Grizzlies. First hit of the day for Heidel. Sends himself down to first. Griffith now, he has been walked twice so far in this game. Has not gone a hit, looking to get his day started as well. Shows bunt, possibly to advance the runners. Pitch on the way. Nearly laid down, just off target. Griffith pulls back, and will settle in strike 1.
I don't think he pulled it back in time.
So 0-1 count now for Griffith. The shortstop for the Grizzlies settles in. Pitch on the way from Kevin Fee. Laid down foul. Bounces over the head of catcher Brooks Sailors. So Griffith now gets behind 0-2. Not the way you want to start in your at-bat when you're trying to bunt and advance runners, because a bunt foul here would result in an out. Griffith settling in now. Fee trying to get out of the situation that he unfortunately put himself in.
You dug your own grave.
Fee. Pitch on the way. 0-2. Griffith steps in. Wave and a miss, and down he goes. First out of the inning there for Fee.
It's been a long road for Kevin Fee. It seems like Oakland hasn't had trouble adjusting to his arm slot. Jordan Banfield's done a good job of coaching his players up on how to get their swings in this borderline submarine-style arm slot.
Bussey will step back in. He's batting fantastically today. 2 hits on the day and 3 at-bats. 1 run. The one-hitter, now Lowinger on deck. Bussey going to try to get out of this inning. A Fee going to try to get out of this inning. Bussey going to try to keep it going. The 0 checks back at second. And pushes Lucas Day back. So pitch now on the way from Kevin Fee. Bussey steps in to begin this at-bat. The center fielder, Reggie Bussey. We've seen a lot from him offensively as well. And that ball pings him on the right quad, and he'll head over to first. That's another walk now. Fee is just not finding his strike zone right now. That's going to bring up Lowinger. Bussey hobbling as that was a fastball directly to the quad.
You get hit in the quad, that's gonna hurt. It's like a paintball welt.
It gives you a Charlie horse opportunity, which you do not want, especially a guy who relies on his speed. I mean, don't get me wrong, he'll be all right, but you know it stings. We'll say that it stings.
I wouldn't be surprised if he were to put some ice or a Theragun on the quad when he gets back to the dugout.
Lowinger steps in, and that pitch is thrown behind Lowinger. Oh my God, way off target. Fee is having some serious trouble finding the strike zone. So 1-0 now, with only 1 down still in this 6th inning. Dragging on a very long time, racking up the pitch count of the new pitcher already. Fee, That one's on target. Nice pitch for strike one. So bases loaded, one down. You got Day at third, Heidel at second, and Bussey taking his lead over at first. Lowinger steps in. That's just foul. Strike
just
number 2.
Caught the outside of the foul line.
That one could have been bad. I mean, you have Heidel coming at full speed. That could have been a 2-run possible double or a single or double there. So returning to home plate will be Lowinger. He's 1 for 2 today with a hit and a run and 1 walk. Not a lot of strikeouts today for the Grizzlies offense. They played fantastic, which, I mean, does attribute to the 7-1 lead they currently have. Wave and a miss there. And commentators curse as down goes Lowinger with a strikeout. That's his first of the day. And coming up now will be Trent Rice, who pinched hit for Cleary in his previous at-bat.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of tempering of Cleary's at-bats as of late. He's been taking off games. That's nothing against Ian Cleary, by the way. He's a phenomenal pitcher hitter who's been able to go long stretches for Oakland baseball, but just seems like we're not seeing a lot of Ian Cleary as of late.
And Rice getting the pinch hit again. We see him coming in here and there. I mean, a younger guy too, so he was able to do what he needed to do in his previous at-bat. He pinched hit and hit a ball into deep center, which drove home a run for the Grizzlies. One of the 7 that Oakland sits with today. They got a 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And settling back in is Fee, trying to get out of this jam. Bases are loaded. Trent Rice now up with 2 down instead of 1. Fee's pitch on the way. The 1-1 count. 2 down. Just outside for ball 2. Fee trying his best to get out of this inning. And Oakland just looking to try to tack on some more to the lead.
Yeah, they're in good position to do so.
Pitch on the way. Fee, that one's on target again. So 2-2 now. Settling in now is Kevin Fee with a very rough start. But he has really played well
in the last few
at-bats, especially this one as he looks to set up Rice. The pitch, way outside. Full count now. Seems to be the exact same situation that we had with Decker coming out of the previous top half of the 6th inning for the Grizzlies. Fee the pitch. A walk here would bring in a run. The runners go. That one's right down the middle for strike 3. And a good pitch there for Fee gets him out of the jam. So, score now sitting at 7-1 as we enter the top of the 7th, the latter half of this game coming up. We're going to take a quick break here on WXOU. We will be back with you shortly.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to 88.3 FM WXOU. Gavin is currently predisposed with something right now, so I'm going to be taking over the commentating. Pitching for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies at the top of the 7th is number 14, Brody Krzyzak. To start off the at-bat for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons is number 7, Simpson. Count is currently 0-2. Great start for Brody Krzyzak. Seems like he wants to go a little bit faster here. Here's the 0-2. Outside for ball 1. Seemed intentional there. Didn't even try to get close to the strike zone. Just tried to test Simpson with that one. The 1-2 called fair out to left field, and Simpson's going to get a double with that one. Lauinger unable to track it down properly. And Simpson gets a great shot and is in scoring position for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons. Gavin Smilowski is going to be returning here soon. Just had to take over the play calling duties briefly here. Up to bat for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons is number 29, Sailors. Here's the first one. Brody Krzyzak just trying to do his chores and potentially get a pickoff opportunity for Simpson at second. Gavin's back. Hi, Gavin.
Yes, thank you for covering Harj. Krzyzak on the mound, I see. I got to see him pitch down in Toledo, and it was a fantastic game. Him and Scariotis, the pitcher for the Rockets, went back and forth. It was a fantastic pitching duel. So a good guy to have, coming to try to close this game out. But a good double down the line to open up the inning. Getting the backs live, and then a hit by pitch there as a ping there off the leg of Brooks Sailors, and that one looked like it probably hurt.
Yeah, good start to the inning for Brody Krzyzak. Went up 0-2 against Simpson, but Simpson got a double, and then he just hit Sailors with the pitch there. So seems like he's kind of slowing down. Maybe want to start picking it up a little bit. Sometimes with these relief pitchers, you do kind of get into these lulls. We saw it with Cottle, and we did see it with Fee. More extended.
Yes,
with
much
Fee.
more. Yes, a guy who just came in, struggles right off the bat. That one fouled off there by Walker. And, of course, it's always fun when you get athletes coming from other sports and coming here to watch the baseball game. Walking by is Osei Price as he walks in. Harjun can't not bring up Osei. Has entered the transfer portal. Unfortunate to see, but a great basketball player for the Grizzlies nonetheless. That hit goes into center field. That's going to bring home a run. And safe at second. Double there.
Now you got 2 in scoring position now.
And what a play there by Purdue-Fort Wayne. They're looking to open up this game. Score now 7-2, down by 5.
Yeah, and another mound meeting. Just trying to get Krzyzak in the zone, trying to get him to lock in.
He's a great pitcher, but, coming in relief here and runner in a tough situation already. I mean, not necessarily a tough situation. He opened up the inning, but, getting himself into a tough situation as a quick mound meeting will happen for the Grizzlies, trying to calm his nerves a little bit because you got, Walker hits a double there, so two doubles already in the inning. And it's just not necessarily where you want to be to open up, especially with such. I mean, thank God that Oakland has given him such a cushion on offense. I mean, up 6 runs is nice coming in pitching for the first time in the game.
100%. Especially
here in the 7th. So yeah, that was the last we saw of Decker. Fantastic pitching day by him. 1 earned run. I mean, 1 earned run on 6 hits, 3 walks, but 5 strikeouts. A fantastic game. 99 total pitches for Decker.
I mean, there's a reason he was reliever of the year, and there's a reason that Jordan Banfield has leaned on him in certain situations to actually start for the Grizzlies. And this is why he got 1 earned run in 6 innings of pitching, did a great job for the Grizzlies, and kept the Fort Wayne batters in check. Says that's all you need from your starting pitcher.
Karjewski sets in now. 1 for 3 on the day for Purdue-Fort Wayne. First pitch is in the dirt. And
Karchevsky telling his third base runner to hold off there.
It's tough to get that steal from home, especially when you got a guy like Brendan Heidel behind the plate.
Yeah, he's got the reflexes of a cat, can easily steal him off.
Pitch outside, ball 2. 2-0 count now. Pitch on the way from Kurziak. The 2-0 pitch shows bunt, pulls back for strike number 1.
Yeah, I got it in the strike zone. I don't think it mattered if he had pulled it back or not.
That one right down the middle.
Yeah, great ball placement there by Kurziak.
Pitch on the way. The 2-1 with no one down. Runners at second and third. That's strike number 2. A strikeout here would be phenomenal for Kurziak. I mean, get a runner out with no chance for anyone to advance is fantastic. But you got Thorman and Sutherland on deck. Ball chopped over to first. And they're going to take the out at first base and allow the runner to score. Another run tacked on. 7-3 game now. Purdue-Fort Wayne trying to get some life in their at-bats. Almost 3 innings to go. So a lot of time for Purdue-Fort Wayne to lock in. And up to bat now is Grant Thorman. He steps in. Sutherland on deck. Jackson Michaels in the hole. The pitch on the way from Kurziak. Lined down the left field line. Foul.
Yeah, good job to spoil that fastball attempt there by Kurziak.
That pitch was lined. I mean, very dangerous hit there if that stays fair. Got all bat, but a little behind on it. Pushes it away from his body. The pitch on the way from Kurziak. Outside. 1-1 now. Ball 1. Oakland trying to lock down these last few innings and get this win and take the opening series here at Oakland. Ball chopped up. That one's foul. And Banfield just calls off his catcher. Calls off Heidel, calls off 9, says it's going foul.
Calls off the dogs there.
So strike number 2, 1-2 count now. Kurziak looking to try to get out of this.
He's got a favorable situation. I know he still has he's still got Walker on third, but he's cleared the bases, unfortunately, through runs. But now he's got a good opportunity with 1 down to do some serious damage here.
Nearly the same play over to first, and that's going to be 2 down, but another run scores. But, I mean, yes, he allows 2 runs there, but he was able to get out of this jam without, it being too bad. This when you come in with such a cushion, it's not a big deal. Score 7-4, though. Only down 3 now, the Mastodons. Stepping in is Nick Sutherland. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Should say day. It is 3:13 in the afternoon. And it is very warm out here.
It's a lovely day.
Beautiful day for baseball. That's line down the right field line and stays fair. Thorman rounds first. Coming in for 2. Throw from the right field from Rice. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Nick Sutherland. So now runner at second with 2 down. And Coach Banfield always looking like he might take the mound out there and have a discussion, but is going to allow Kurziak, a guy who starts a lot of games, stay in. I mean, he's not pitching as much as he normally does anyways, so you can have a relief pitcher like him. It's just working through these early inning jitters for him. Pitch on the way to Jackson Michaels. That's strike 1. He's had a tough day so far. 0-2 with a walk and a strikeout at the hands of Decker. 0-1 pitch on the way to Michaels. That's outside, 1-1.
Just trying to get him to chase it a little bit. Get him a little bit excited to see where his mindset is.
Michaels has had some real troubles batting recently. At least in this game. Not hitting well. Good defensively. That one's going to be chopped foul. Shakes his head. Count now 1-2. Kurziak settling in. 1-2. Looking to try to get out of this inning with only 3 going down. Pitch. Wave and a miss. Down goes Michaels. And that'll end the inning. And Oakland coming back up on offense. So, tough inning for the Grizzlies. They allow 3, so score now 4-7. They're leading 7-4. Going into the bottom of the 7th. And we will take a break here for the 7th inning stretch. This is WXOU, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. 7-4 lead going into the 7th inning. We'll be back shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 88.3 FM, WXOU, and WXOU Sports on YouTube, your home for Oakland Grizzlies baseball. We enter the bottom of the 7th after that 7th inning stretch, and the score now 7-4. Fee returning to the mound for Purdue-Fort Wayne as they were able to tack on 3 in that previous inning, and Brandon Nye steps in to lead off inning number 7. First pitch is fouled away. 0-1 count. Fee. That one's lined just over the glove of the third baseman. That'll be a single for Idell. Nye. Nye comes in for a single again. He's batting fantastic today. 3-2 on the day.
Yeah, great job there by Nye to put it in the slot right where the third baseman couldn't jump on it.
Fee doesn't have the highest ERA as compared to some of these other relief pitchers, but unfortunately does let up 2 in the last inning. We were discussing during break, Harj, that what would happen here. You know, a guy with his ERA is much smaller than Caudill's was, and he lets up some runs early. What's going to happen? And that's going to be a double play. Good play there by Purdue-Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I just didn't put it in the right slot. If it had been a little bit off, it would have been tough to get that double play. But
right into into the hands of a moving second baseman too. So he didn't even have to give the ball to the shortstop. Walker able to turn that double, and that empties the bases and makes Fee's job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Stepping in now is the previous pinch runner, Drew Gaskins.
This is his first at bat of the day. He was pinch running for, was it Carter Hayne? So let's see if he can deal with Fee's arm slot a little bit better than the Oakland pitchers to end both the 6th and to start this 7th.
First pitch on the way is a strike. Fee looking to try to move through the 7th as quick as possible, giving his offense a chance to bring this lead a little closer. Popped off the bat of Gaskins. Into the gap. That ball's chased and caught by center fielder Grant Thorman.
Great job by Purdue-Fort Wayne to get out of this inning and lower the pitching numbers for Kevin Fee. Just give him an easy inning fielding-wise and force Oakland to respond.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I guess, kind of what we were both thinking. You know, Fee, he struggled at the beginning, and he did move through that inning pretty quickly, so giving his offense a chance to continue.
Sure.
I mean, and I'm assuming we will see the return of Krzyzak to the mound for the Grizzlies. had a bit of a rough start to begin. And pitching now for OU.
Aaron Evers.
Evers will take the mound. So Grizzliak's day is done. And Evers will step in for the Grizzlies. So switching more towards the relief end as we go into the top of the 8th, trying to get through these last few innings. Evers stepping in. This game break is brought to you by GrizzGuard. GrizzGuard is the official color guard of Oakland University. Color Guard is a synchronized sports team much like dance or cheer. Typically, Color Guard performs with marching bands, but GrizzGuard is here to teach, practice, and just enjoy the art of spinning, as well as a few possible performances. GrizzGuard will also have a winter guard season consisting of competitive in the winter semester. So stepping in Evers now for the Grizzlies. Going to try to get through this inning. It's been a while since the Grizzlies have really had an easy offensive half of the inning. I mean, 3 runs in the top of the 7th, none in the 6th, but a bit of a slower inning, and 1 in the 5th have been all the runs so far.
Yep.
So it's been a tough start. It's tough last few innings for the Grizzlies defense.
And honestly, you just got to get back in the groove of things. You got 2 half innings left. Just got to string together some defensive performances. You know, you can allow 1 run, you can allow 2 runs, you just can't allow 3 runs. Then you put the pressure on your offense to go out there and perform.
An offense that has already had a fantastic day.
They have.
You got to reward them
Sure.
by completing this game.
Back-to-back innings in the 5th and the 6th with multiple runs, but, you know, nothing in the 7th, and you're thinking that Kevin Fee finally found his groove. Can Aaron Evers kind of match him and get back to that pitcher's duel we saw earlier in the game?
Stepping in now for Purdue-Fort Wayne is Ben Higgins. Higgins is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a walk. First pitch off target for ball 1. Pitch on the way again. Evers pitching for the Grizzlies. That's fouled back off the glove of Heidel. So none down, opening up the top half of the 8th inning. It's going to give 2 more scoring chances to the Purdue-Fort Wayne defense. That pitch is lined over to third. Good stop there by Heidel, or by Nye. Thrown across the diamond for out number 1.
Yeah, great job there by the shortstop and Nye to recognize where the ball was going and swing it out to Lucas Day for the out.
Evers was a big fan of that one. Cheers on his defense. That's another great play. That's not the first time we've seen that from Brandon Nye. He's had a great day over there on defensively at third base. And stepping in now is Cade Fitzpatrick for Purdue-Fort Wayne, the DH. 1 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, had a slow start to the game, but got a good run in the 6th that really set the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons offense off at the bottom, at the end of the top of the 6th.
Fitzpatrick settling in. Pitch on the way. This one from Evers. Just low for ball number 1.
Yeah, just trying to make Fitzpatrick swing underneath and really earn that at-bat.
1-1 count. Pitch on the way.
Thank you.
That one off target, ball number 2. 2-1 count. Aaron Evers trying his best to get through these latter halves of the innings. Latter half of the game, I should say, for OU. The pitch from Evers, just inside. Ball number 3. 3-1 count to Cade Fitzpatrick.
And
Evers.
considering where Fitzpatrick is in the starting lineup, you might want to start thinking about giving him something to swing at just so you can get your fielders to do some of the dirty work for you.
He's last there at the end of the order right now, and that's going to be a walk as Fitzpatrick pumps his fist and heads over to first. That's going to bring up Nate Simpson.
Just couldn't locate it where he wanted it and resulted in a walk.
And Simpson stepping in. Evers, top of the 8th, 1 down. double play opportunity here. Simpson is 2 for 3 on the day. He's playing fantastic baseball with a double and a run scored on one of those hits. Taking some time stepping into the batter's box. And stepping in is Simpson. Evers sets.
Really took his time there.
Crowd getting a little antsy here. Pitch on the way from Evers. Check swing. Does not go. Ball number 1.
Yeah, seemed to curve outside a little bit. You can tell that's not where Evers wanted to put it. He wanted to put it a little bit to the left of the outside edge.
Outside again. That pitch just not on target from Evers. Heidel's going to take a timeout and head out to home plate to have a quick discussion with his pitcher. Conversation as Evers tries to find the strike zone here in the top of the 8th. Was saved by the third baseman Brandon Nye for the first out. And now walked Fitzpatrick down to first base. So runner on first, Cade Fitzpatrick, Nate Simpson up batting. Score 7-4. Grizzlies lead. The previously 6-run cushion is now down to 3. Massive 3-run top of the 7th for the Mastodons. Evers sets back in. Pitch low again. 3-1 count, a 3-0 count now for Evers. At this point, you just got to get something on target. It just sets it very quickly.
And you're already seeing some pitchers go to the pen for Oakland.
Yeah, that ball, strike number 1, but that ball way outside kind of triggered Banfield to send some guys down to the pen. Maybe losing a little bit of the confidence he initially had in Evers. Just trying to get through the end of this game. Wave and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, you can tell Simpson's not happy with himself. Started bonking himself on the head.
That pitch just off the plate. Could have let that one go, but waves at it. The 3-2 full count pitch on the way from Evers. Runner goes. Ball. That's going to walk. That'll walk Simpson now. 2 walks, puts runners on first and second. And that'll bring up Brooks Sailors. The catcher stepping in was hit on his last at-bat. Bit of a pause in play here. Look into the dugout, seeing if the OU staff wants to switch things up, but they're going to stick with Evers. Count. Now, 1 out. Runners on first and second. First pitch from Evers is down for strike 1. Aaron settling in very quickly. Him and Heidel seem to be on the same page now. Locking in very quickly. The pitch on the way from Evers. The 0-1. Outside again.
A little bit of a commentator's curse there, Gav.
Yeah, it seems like there may be a magnet in the ground over there.
Yeah.
A magnet in the ball. Pulling the ball to that side of the plate because that is like the 5th pitch.
Pulling it low and out.
Yes, almost consistently. That has been
low
very
and out.
far off the plate. Evers. The 1-1 pitch. Off the plate again.
He's just trying to make him chase this one, and it's not getting the location that he needs. Keeps missing it. You can tell what his strategy is just based on where he's locating his pitches. He's just not locating them well.
Sailors is not biting either as he steps in. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Pops that one. Foul.
And you can tell what he's biting at now.
Now count 2-2. So you got a ball, you got a cushion of a ball where you can throw it off the plate and try to get a swing and a miss. Or, you know, that was the previous pitch was direct and it resulted in a strike. I mean, fouled back, but still. Pitch on the way from Evers. Right down the middle, deflected but off the glove of Heidel. Could have been an out there if he was able to catch that. Count now, 2-2. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Evers trying to get out of this top of the 8th and bring down the chances for Purdue-Fort Wayne to score in this game. Evers the pitch. That's popped into left field. Tracked well. And good catch there by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, nice job there by Lowinger.
So 2 down now. Just shallow enough where the runners couldn't advance. Lowinger able to bring that one in. So 2 down. And coming up to bat, Jacob Walker returns. He's 2 for 4 today. Had one of the runs in that massive top of the 7th inning. 2 for 4 on a hit. 2 doubles, and a strikeout. Evers trying to continue the day for these pitchers for the Grizzlies. And that lands for strike 1. 0-1 count here to Walker.
Just throughout the day, they haven't really been able to get their 2-out batting going there. When Purdue-Fort Wayne has 2 outs, they're currently batting just north of 220, so potentially got to fix that.
That one's lined into left field. And coming around to score. That's going to be another run now on the board. 7-5.
And you're making it tight now.
This lead getting close. Evers. That single. Brings home a run and puts runners at first and second now. And up to bat.
Well, that's the luxury of having a cushion here, Gav. You are able to kind of allow the errors of those 2 runs. But now it's starting to get into a little bit of dangerous territory. You're only 2 runs ahead, and you're going to have to rely on your offense to power in some more if Purdue-Fort Wayne keeps this hot streak going with their batting into the 9th.
Yeah, this cushion losing air a little bit for the Grizzlies now. First pitch is a strike. Evers just trying to get out of the inning.
I think he's also trying to establish his pitching. He's not super high in his pitch count, so I think you potentially want to keep him in. Just potentially if he gets out of this inning on the right note.
Yeah, just settling. You could totally,
yeah.
I mean.
Just got to settle in.
Yeah, lower pitch count. He could easily come into the top of the 9th and try to settle off his game and get the close for the Grizzlies. Right now, just looking to get out of this situation.
He's got a good chance to do so against Karchevsky.
The pitch on the way. Chopped down the line. Nye picks it up, whips it across the diamond, and that's out number 3. Good play there by Day as he had to come off the base, grabs it, and tags out the runner. So
and
another
just
one
survived
down.
the inning. That's all it is now for Oakland.
So OU now coming into the bottom of the 8th. We are going to stay with you during this quick break and play. Bottom of the 8th now, up 7-5. Possibly the last opportunity for OU's offense to kind of refill that cushion that they had before, as it has gone from a 7-1 game to a 7-5 game over 2 innings. And as for the pitching end, Kevin Fee's going to return to the mound for Purdue-Fort Wayne, as it seems like he has settled in that previous inning in. And I think the Purdue-Fort Wayne staff is okay with him staying on the mound here to try to close out this 8th inning. OU, they're going to have Lucas Day batting to begin this inning. Day 1 for 3 on the day. 1 hit and an RBI to go along with it.
Yeah, but that 1 hit in the RBI came in the 6th, so potentially finding his groove after a slow start in 2nd and 4th. Probably the best scenario for Lucas Day is just to keep his composure here. I believe he did face against Kevin Fee at the bottom of the 6th, so knows where Kevin Fee's arm slot is. I know Kevin Fee has adjusted since Lucas Day got that single, but potentially the first guy to see it, and maybe as he's been able to scout him over the course of the last 2 innings, he's the first guy to adjust.
Yes, that was the first guy to see him. I mean, he had that single right off the bat, chopped it down in the left field gap.
Yep.
We were pretty shocked that he adjusted to it. I think it was the first pitch that Fee threw.
Yep.
And it was lined for a single and an RBI. So Day, looks like he could have his number as he steps in to face Fee for the 2nd time tonight. Fee looking to close out this inning, pitched at the end of the 6th, pitched a great 7th, and now looking to pitch an 8th. Fee steps in, Day in the batter's box on the left side. First pitch, just outside for ball 1.
Trying to get it low and away from the power hitter. Can't let him get too good of a shot, otherwise he'll put it over the fence.
Heidel on deck also got a hit off Fee. Line down the line, and once again Day. He's going to round first, taking off the freshman. And that's a stand-up double for Lucas Day, and he still got the number of Kevin Fee. Beautiful hit there,
And
right down the line.
You can see the Oakland bench is starting to get into it now. They sense some energy coming from the Oakland bats.
And there's only one other guy who's gotten a hit off Fee so far, and it's this guy, as Heidel steps in. He had a single as well to bring in that second run of that 6th inning against Fee. So if there's any two guys who know how to hit against him, it's Day and it's Heidel. Heidel stepping in, the catcher. Great defensive game as well. I know I keep bringing that up, Harj, but he has been fantastic on the defensive end. Couple good pickoffs to get out of jams for the Grizzlies defense. So Heidel steps in. Kevin Fee to face him. Nobody out, runner at second.
And that's exactly what he was doing last time against Fee. Flashing bunt there. And I don't think Kevin Fee is going to fall for it as easily this time. I think he's going to probably slot something where he's going to try to test Heidel a little bit.
And the pinch runner that goes on second for Lucas Day will be Gavin Arseneau as he gets his first minutes in this game.
What are you doing on second base, Gavin?
Sorry, guys. I'm here and on second base. I'm going to steal on this attempt. Gavin looks like he wants to go. Chopped into right field. That one's deep. Heidel off the bat, onto the warning track. Catch. Arseneau will tag up to third. And Heidel gets an out, but does what he's in there to do. Advances the runner down to third.
Yeah, and only one down. You got a guy in great scoring position now to, like you were saying, fill the cushion a little bit.
Griffith now stepping in. He's 0 for 1. Hasn't had a hit today, but has had a pretty good job in the batter's box. He's been walked twice. And on deck is Reggie Bussey behind him. Bussey also having a fantastic day so far hitting. So two guys that have been playing pretty well in different fashions against this Purdue-Fort Wayne pitching. Griffith. Wave and a miss for strike one. He's got he's been walked twice and struck out once, but did bring in a run. Sorry, he scored at some point, not bringing a run. My bad. But stepping in again, the shortstop has had a great day defensively as well. We saw him read that play for the first out of the previous top half in the inning. Wave and a miss again. Griffith with another big swing. 0-2 early. Fee once again locking in despite early inning troubles. Bussey waits on deck. Lowinger waits in the hole.
And these are where Oakland's best hitters are going to start to come out to play.
And a big hit there out in center field, and it drops. That's going to be a hit for Griffith and brings home Arseneau.
And Thorman just couldn't get shallow enough in time, and Arseneau did a great job of recognizing and getting home quickly.
So Oakland pitchers struggling a bit, and the Oakland offense answers with a run of their own. So now one down, runner at first base, Sam Griffith, and up to bat, the 2-3 on the day, Reggie Bussey.
Yeah, Fee's got great stuff. I just think that there's enough film on him now for Banfield to see that, hey, he knows where and where not to swing.
Pitch outside from Fee. And Oakland taking big advantage. They've already knocked in 3 runs off of Fee in only about 2.5 innings pitched. Sorry, at this point it's only about an inning and a half pitched. Checks the runner at first. Griffith, head first dive, down to stay safe. Bussey steps back in. 1-0 count. Fee goes to pitch. Bussey chops that one to short. Out at second and beats the run at first. So that's going to be another hit on fielder's choice from Bussey.
And not exactly what Oakland wanted, but you get another runner on base. For Bussey, it's a boost of his batting average there.
He's got 3 hits today, all 3 hits being infield hits. One being a ball lined right at the pitcher, one being bunted for a single, and then another one there. I don't think they're going to give him a hit there, but they're going to chalk it up to fielder's choice, and he'll be on first. Lowinger steps in, checks the runner at first. Bussey was also hit in his previous at-bat, so getting on base a lot. It's going to help his OBS for sure. Checks the runner again at first. Fee, a little nervous of the threat that Bussey poses.
Yep.
Stealing-wise. Lowinger steps in. waiting to just kind of get a pitch. Wants to do something with Fee. Lays down bunt. Not a great bunt, and pitch is high, or thrown high, and they're going to get him out at first. That'll be out number 3.
Yeah, it looked like Oakland caught a break there originally with the tall guy.
Had to jump for that.
Had to jump for that.
Uh-huh.
That would have been a crazy series of events there for Oakland, but
maybe that's why he's there.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why he's there.
Well, they got to run, so they do have a little bit of that cushion back up to 3.
As we go into the top of the 9th. We are going to take a quick break here before we enter the 9th inning. Score 8-5. Oakland Grizzlies lead heading into the top of the 9th. We'll be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 88.3 FM, WXOU Sports, and WXOU Sports on YouTube for this broadcast of the Oakland Grizzlies baseball game. We are now in the top of the 9th in the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, Purdue-Fort Wayne, Game 3 of this first home series in the Horizon League for the Golden Grizzlies. They lead the game 8-5 in the top of the 9th, and they're going to look to try to finish this one out today. Returning to the mound is Evers. Had a bit of a struggle in the top of the 8th, but was able to get out of it, and they're going to return him to the mound here.
Let's see if Evers can finish out this game strong for the Grizzlies.
First 2 pitches are off target. 2-0 to begin against Grant Thorman. Thorman is 1 for 4 on the day, and that's another ball. Evers struggling to find the strike zone to open up this inning. Close opportunity here with the 3-run lead for the Grizzlies. Pitch on the way from Evers. Thorman, and that's going to be strike 1.
Oh, finally got one inside there, Gavin.
Thorman thought he was heading to first base there, but strike number 1, 3-1 now. 3-1 count. Pitch popped into center field. That one's deep. Bussy tracking. And he catches that one in.
Wow.
Robs that one at the center field wall.
Great hops by Bussy.
Bussy goes, climbs the ladder, and brings one back.
And he's pumped up there.
Everyone, the crowd, lively here. What a play by Reggie Bussy.
Really important now for Oakland. Trend setting out.
I mean, that should have been a home run to straight center field. Reggie climbs the wall and pulls one back for out number 1. Evers saved once again on the first out of the inning by his defense.
Hey, don't fault your pitcher for relying on his defense, man. It's what they're there for.
First pitch on the way, off target. Up to bat now is Nick Sutherland with Jackson Michaels in the hole.
And Sutherland's had a good 6th and 7th appearance for the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons, so not exactly a pitcher you want to face right after a lucky break.
Pitch on the way from Evers. The 1-1 is low for ball 2.
Yeah, it caught the dirt right before it entered the strike zone. Probably would have been called ball if it entered the strike zone that low anyways.
2-1 pitch on the way from Evers. His pitch count climbing a tad. That's fouled off late. Check swing attempt actually makes contact and sends it towards their own dugout.
Yeah, lucky that wasn't fastball there. Probably would have put that yard. Off-speed pitch really confused Sutherland there.
2-2 count. Pitch on the way from Evers. 1 down. Chop to third, and that's going to be foul.
Just not getting the hit that he wants.
2-2 count, 1 down. Evers looking to end this ball game. Looking for the close opportunity for the Grizzlies. Close on this game and to close out this series against the Mastodons here at home. Looking to take it 2-1. That ball's fouled back again. And still 2-2.
Yeah. Ever since I mentioned the 2-out batting by Fort Wayne, they've upped it by .05, so now they're sitting at 270, which means they were doing pretty well up until that point.
And that ball goes foul again. A lot of pitches just barely making contact. Evers actually throwing very well in this at-bat, but Sutherland refusing to give any sort of room. He keeps keeping the ball, at least making contact, and keeping his at-bat alive.
It is do or die time for Fort Wayne. I mean, any mistake and you potentially put this series at risk.
Yes, they're 2 outs away from losing this series. This one's put into play. Good read there by the shortstop. Flipped across the diamond, and that's out. Great play there by Griffith.
Great swing there by Griffith.
And almost beat out at first. It looked like Sutherland almost had it, but stepping up now is Jackson Michaels. Michaels has had a very rough day today. 0 for 3 on the night. Just not playing the way he wants to be. And Evers will step in. Purdue-Fort Wayne is down to their last out. The pitch on the way to Michaels. Off his own foot. And that ball's out of play for strike 1. Michaels 0 for 3 on the night with a walk, but also 2 strikeouts in 3 at-bats. Has not put the ball into play yet. Pitch on the way from Evers. The 0-1. Just off target, low for ball 1.
Yeah, just trying to get Michaels to swing at something right now. I know he's probably looking for a hit here. So I think Evers can probably open it up a little bit.
That one's chopped right in front of Evers. He picks it up. Oh, and misfires it at first. Michaels rounding, and Oakland's got a beat on him. And that's going to be the ball game. What a strange way to end that ball game.
Poor decision there by
Very
Michaels
poor decision.
to round. Probably would have extended the game a little bit staying at first, but made a bad decision and it cost him not just the game but the series.
Yep, so Oakland, they'll take that one, end the game with an 8-5 win and a series win, 2-1. Beautiful play by Oakland to open up the Horizon League at home as they take series number 1 against the Mastodons. We thank you all for tuning in as always. Thank you for tuning in to 88.3 FM, WXOU, and WXOU Sports on YouTube. Always subscribe for more. Thank you, and have a good one.